YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey, coming to you with the review for the third episode of Queen Sugar. That will be done, and I've made this video like 4 times already, and so let's get into it. Okay, we're not gonna dwell. Okay, we're not gonna dwell. First scene open up, and this is reading of the will. We see that Auntie Violet gets the boat that she was sitting on in the last episode, and that boat is named Trulia, which is named after Papa Bordelon's wife, which is also Nova and Ralph Angel's mama. Okay, now we also see that the kids, Nova, Charlie, and Ralph Angel, get all the property on the land and all 800 acres of the land. Okay, and then there's this next scene where Papa Bordelon really speaks into their future by talking about their past. You know that this land has been passed down through the generations, and this is the only land in the world that bears the Bordelon name. And he wants them to now become a part of that lineage and farm and nurture and grow the land and then pass it on to the new generation of Bordelons beyond them. It's a very poignant moment. And although it's a very poignant moment, we see in the next instance, as the lawyer gets up to excuse herself so they can talk amongst themselves about it, we hear Nova ask the lawyer, hey, listen, when did he write this? She said, well, 1989. Nova said, Ralph Angel, that was right before you were born. See, he was all caught up in having a son, you know what I'm saying? Which we know now the girls were first, right? That's why he was being all mushy. He just didn't change it. He has no intentions on us taking this land. You know, she trying to not just convince her siblings, but herself too. I mean, she got her own life that don't involve farming and all the miseries that come with farming. Okay, Charlie right there with her. Now, she right there with her. You know, her house is everything. It's not some little shack on property. Okay, Ralph Angel want the property. And we hear for the first time that his dad told him that he wanted them to have the property. Don't nobody believe him, except Auntie Violet. Auntie Violet quiets it all down. Auntie Violet say, listen. Do what you're going to do. If you don't want to do this, take this land, ain't no shame in that. But we not finna fight. Ralph Angel storms out. They go after him. Okay? And Auntie Violet kind of sides with the sisters in the sense that she said, listen, now think about this reasonably. First of all, you can't walk off half-cocked and take care of this land all by yourself. Okay? You need your sisters. All right? But think about it. You can't take care of you or Blue right now. That pisses him off. Meanwhile, Nova comes out and tries to kind of apologize, and Charlie, she busy on the phone with the white man that came over to her daddy's property trying to make an appointment to see how much he want to offer for the land. Ralph Angel get the hell on. Okay? And they see now he's upset, but they think he upset because he not being included. They don't really know yet. All right? Okay, in this next scene, we see Micah, Charlie's son, chilling at the house. She comes in. He's on the phone with on FaceTiming with his girlfriend, and he asks about his daddy. And she tells him, well, he probably just hadn't landed yet. Now, first of all, she goes on. He's asking the girlfriend about if she been down the street trying to see if all the paparazzi, you know, is gone yet. She tells him, no, you can barely even get down the street. Then we see Nova going to a correctional facility where she's talking to a young man who's behind bars in this correctional facility. And come to find out the man's been pulled over. The boy's been pulled over. And then unfairly treated and incarcerated. He said, they trying to make me say I did something I didn't do. Now, she don't say this guy's name. She don't say it's her son. She don't say any of this stuff The way she talking to him is more like a big sister, like a mentor. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't really know their relationship, but we do get to hear her, like her father, speaking to this boy's life and tell him, listen, this is what they do. They overwhelm you. They rack up all these charges and pile them on top of you to make you scared, to make you give up and just comply. That's how they do us. You say, but if you didn't do this thing, and you know you didn't do this thing, there's no shame whatsoever in going to trial. And he said, I just don't think I should have to pay for something I didn't do. She said, well, then fight. So there's this whole moment about, what's going on there, sure, but what's also going on in our present day, the state of black people right now. I love that. I love it, love it, love it, love it. We still don't know who this gentleman is, okay? Next thing we see, Davis done pulled up to Auntie Valley house, and Auntie Valley don't have nothing for him. She don't have no conversation. She don't cast her eyes upon him. She just continue watering her flowers, and she this close to watering his shoes. He asked where Charlie and Micah is, so she finished watering and saunters on in the house. Of course, he right behind her. She let that screen door slam dead in his face. She still has not said a mumbling word to his ass. Nada, nothing, zip. She go inside, and sitting at the table is Hollywood and Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel get up and give him dap. You know how they do. Shake it down, blow it up. Okay? Same thing with Hollywood. No big deal to them. They do. They understand. They get it. Right? I get it. Right? Meanwhile, Aunt Violet ain't having it. Hollywood say, you want a cup of coffee, man? Aunt Violet said, we all out of coffee. He said, well, we got some iced tea. We all out of iced tea, too. And ain't neither one of them. Ain't none of them gonna challenge her. She ain't hearing it. No. She mama bear right now over this whole situation. So, in comes Charlie. Charlie says, hey, what's going on? What you doing here? So he tells her, hey, I'm in trouble. They want to question me. He said, well, let's take it outside. So Auntie say, well, why take it outside? Everybody, all your dirty laundry out there for everybody to see anyway. One last dig. So I am not feeling you, bro. All this bull crap you tried to pull on my niece, all right? So they go outside and talk, him and Charlie. He said they trying to question me. And me and two other teammates were suspended. And she said, well, what did they have on you? And he said, she said, did you rape this woman? He said, no. Me and some of the teammates, we went out drinking. And we hired this escort. She said, a prostitute? He said, an escort. She was like, what the flip? He said, listen, I had sex with her. Oh, one time. Man, when I tell you, he said we had sex with her. I had sex with her. It was like somebody open hand slapped on her back. She was like, oh, what the flip? He said, it was only one time and I'm so ashamed. These are key words you got to have ready if you want to be forgiven. Only one time and I was so ashamed. Okay. So she tell him, when are you leaving? He said, I need to talk to you. What I need is for you to come back with me. I need you to help me. I need you to show me. I need you to. And she said, what you need is a lawyer. At this moment, Michael walks up. Michael want to know when we going back to Houston. She was like, we ain't going back right now. He said, well, we need to go back and support Dad. We don't need to leave Dad alone. Dad ain't by himself. He got a whole bunch of other dirty teammates that he got to keep him company. Okay, so this next thing we see is Charlie and Nova and Ralph Angel going over to the white man house to see what he's gonna offer them for these 800 acres. Minute they step out the car, they look around, they see a whole bunch of Hispanics. or Latinos, you know, Mexican Americans, Hispanic Americans, whatever. They work in every bush, every flower got its own Hispanic person, okay, working it. On the front porch, sweeping the front porch is a maid in a maid uniform. I'm talking about with the apron and everything tied in the back. It's a straight up and down plantation. Like, so Noah makes this comment about if this ain't the land our ancestors died on, I don't know what is. Okay. And Charlie says, hey, listen, this is what I do. I negotiate. Let me take the lead, okay? He comes out the door, the white man come out the door, he comes down and he is full of just that old hospitality, that good old down southern home hospitality. How y'all doing? I hope y'all brought your appetites. My wife prepared a beautiful spread out back. You know, I hope y'all prepared to eat. Let's go on around back through here. First of all, your wife ain't prepared nothing. We already know that the maid with the apron prepared. Come on now. All right. So, they standing there and looking out over all his land, and Ralph Angel makes a comment about, you know, the land and the seeding of the land, and he said, hey, you know a little bit about, the white guy said, hey, you know a little bit about farming. He said, well, just, you know, a little bit here and there, what my father taught me. He said, your dad was a good farmer, a better man though than he was farmer, you know. A little dig, a little slight dig, a little slight shade, see, because once again you showing your intelligence to this man, and he don't appreciate it. So he tried to take you down a notch or two by telling you that your daddy really wasn't much of a farmer. He was a good man, but he wasn't really much of a farmer. Okay, check the shade now, check the shade. Okay, so they stroll on over to the table to talk about it, and she wants to know, you know, what he's prepared to offer after he done went on and on about his condolences and all this stuff over sweet tea, and he's $8.50 a acre, and she said, I checked the comps in that area, and they 3 times what you offering us. He said, well, we already behind in the season, and your father hadn't farmed on that land. I'm the only farmer that can farm this land. So Ralph Angel said, wait. It's got good drainage. It's got this. It's got that. It's got the third. He said, okay. And it's at that moment that he realizes that Ralph Angel knows a lot about farming. Okay. He don't like this. Nova still hadn't said a word. So she's saying, well, maybe we can get some more offers out there. And he said, he took his dinner napkin and threw it down on the table. He said, hit me. Your daddy was a month behind. He already a month behind in planting. He should have planted a month ago if he planned the harvest, okay? It's already too late. You ain't gonna find nobody else that's in this whole land that's gonna give you more than I'm gonna give you for this property. So she was like, well, I mean, okay, I understand all that, but, you know, we can't just give the land away. Can we have at least a few days to think about it, a week? He said, try 2 days. And I mean, Nova looked at him like, oh, okay, there you go, Snake. There you go. I was waiting for you to slither on in. Man walks off in a huff. How dare they question him? How dare they say no to his money? Y'all ain't got nothing no way. You better take these crumbs and bones I'm giving you. That's what he was saying. And check the man's attire. You know that red, white, and blue. And he had that blue American flag pin on there. Okay now, y'all check it. Y'all check the symbolisms, okay? Plantation, American flag, American colors, all American colors. Check the tea down, check the shade, it's there. Open your eyes, y'all. Really look at this program. They got a lot of subtle hints that let you that references what's going on in our present day world right now. Okay? And Nova says right off when he walks off and say, discuss it amongst yourselves, figure it out amongst yourselves. Nova said, did you hear what he said? Because really, this is the same thing she's telling the little dude at the penitentiary about how they, everything's piled on top of you, and you're put in this position where you're forced to make a decision that make a choice that you wouldn't ordinarily choose. They force you to take their deal, you know, and it's about fighting and standing up. She's already spoken this into this boy's life, but it was also speaking into her own situation. Okay, all right. Okay, y'all, in this next scene, we see a little bit more about Violet now in Hollywood. Hollywood did a pick Violet up for her waitressing job, okay? So we can see right now, this is a blue-collar town, okay? Because later on, she complains about ain't nothing, she ain't gonna have nothing by the end of the night but a swollen feet. And he tells her about the farmers not really tipping very well until after they harvest. Okay, but prior to that, when she comes out, there's this little young chickadee hanging in his window, one of her co-workers, and she say, "Hey, Roberta, ain't you off for your lunch break, Roberta?" Just kept on talking to Hollywood. He's sitting in the truck. She leaned over in the truck. So Violet get in the truck. Violet say, "When your break over?" She say, "Cause mine's starting now." She got in there and gave Hollywood some sugar, which he gladly gave her. And Roberta say, "Hello, Violet." Violet say, "Bye, Roberta," and he pulls off. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Right. Okay, so then they're sitting out there talking, and that's when she's talking about the swollen feet and all that. And he just begins to really encourage her and tell her how great she is. And she's saying, it's like everything, I'm only a handful of years younger than Ernest was when he died. That's five. A handful is five, y'all. Right? Right? Ain't that a handful? Ain't that a full hand five? I'm just saying. Anyway, and he's like, well, no, don't worry about all that. And she said, I just don't feel right. But this goes back to what I was talking about, how you feel your mortality that much more when somebody close to you passes, somebody close to you in age and your demographic passes. But anyway, I love Hollywood. I think he's going to make some mistakes in the future. But the way he acting right now, I'm prepared to forgive him, pre-forgive him for the I'm prepared to do it because he is everything for her. He is so um, wonderful and encouraging and loving to her. And I just said, Lord, send me a Hollywood, Jesus, please. Um, so it's a great little scene. Um, and it's very, very telling about what, some of the things that Aunt Violet is going through. Okay, right after that, y'all, we see that Ralph Angel is sitting in his apartment with a man who is clearly his parole officer. But let me just say that this man is handsome too. This show is chock full of beautiful, 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 beautiful black people in all different kinds of shades and hues and sizes, and I am here for it. Well, the man is taking a urine sample and he's asking him, hey, what about that job interview I sent you on at the Crawdad house? And Ralph Angel said, I didn't go. My daddy died. He said, oh, boy, I'm sorry to hear that. He said, but next time you cancel the interview, you got to let me know. Now, he being understanding, but he being firm, too. Now, dealing with the convicts, you can't be too mushy. And Ralph Angels explained that his daddy left him land and he can plant, he wants to talk about this land and farming this land with somebody, anybody. He's not just making excuses. He's trying to share his excitement about having this land to anybody who will listen. Well, the man said all of that's good, but that don't resolve your problem right now, which is you need money right now. You got to have a full. He said, well, I'm gonna get a part-time job. He said, no, you got to have a 40-hour a week job, sir. You know that, or you go back. Ralph ain't to say, I understand, and give him another job lead. And tell him flat out, you got to get a job. You got to get a good job, and you got to get 40 hours a week. Yeah. Okay, y'all. In the next scene, we back at the diner, baby. And Aunt Violet done unloosened some of them buttons a little bit and got just a little bit of that decolletage out, you know. And uh, Charlie and Nova are sitting there, and Charlie scrolling through her phone, and she is just so disgusted by everything that's going on the news back home. So she tells Nova that he is being gonna be questioned by the police. And Nova said, "Well, did he do it?" And she said, "He said she was a hooker." So she been downgraded all the way down to the lowest common denominator. She was an escort, a prostitute, and now she a hooker. What? So, you know, she explains that, and of course her sister sympathizes with her, and Charlie says, "Hey, I don't know. I don't even want to go back. I don't even want to face it. You know, everything that's going on. I just want to chill out and think. But I know, you know, should I help?" And Nova telling me, "Let him get himself out of it for a change." In walks Miss Auntie Valley. Auntie Valley sits down. Auntie Valley say, "Hey, listen, uh, y'all need to go easy on Ralph Angel, okay? Y'all need to go easy on him and stop bullying him. Hear him out. Hear him out. Hear what he got to say and include him in on it." They agree, okay? All of a sudden, out the corner of her eye, Charlie see old fine ass Remy standing at the counter, you know, checking out. She goes over and talks to him, and they have a little kiki, a little banter, a little flirt. You know, it's all innocent, it's all good. I said to myself, they gonna end up humping in a bale of hay somewhere behind a tractor. I can see it coming in the sugar cane field. Ooh, some old sugar cane love. You know what I'm saying? Okay, y'all. Anyway, also she wants to talk to Remy, and they go outside, and she mentions, you know, it seemed like you wanted to tell me something last time, and it's about this guy, this white guy that wanted to buy the farm. He said, "Well, hey, listen, he has a habit of, makes a habit of buying from, you know, farmers that are in tight places. Wait for them to get in tight places, tight spots, and he buys their farm for little or nothing. And it's bad." He said, "But ask Ralph Angel. Him and your daddy was thick as thieves." Again, we see this moment where Ralph Angel, who has been present, knows a lot about their dad. He's not lying. He's not lying. I believe his dad did tell him he wanted them to take that land. Anyway, he invites her to this farmer's thing later on, and you know, she feel like, oh, what is it, like a barn dance or something? I don't know if I want to get out and do all that. You know, it's kind of inappropriate. I just lost my dad, and I got all this boondoggle going on back at home. And he said, "Well, here's the address. If you want to come. I'd like to see you there." You know, so she takes the address and makes a little, you know, yeah, girl, he fine. So y'all, this next scene is pretty powerful, okay? We see Ralph Angel walking into the room as Nova and Charlie are packing boxes. And he says, "What y'all doing?" They said, "We packing up daddy's stuff." And he's like, "Wait a minute, some stuff I wanted." And so Nova jumps down his throat and tell him, "Hey, don't touch that. We got it just how we need it." He said, "But there's some stuff in here I wanted Blue to have, stuff I wanted to show him, talk to him about." You know, she said, "I already put up a watch and a baseball hat and something else." He said, "It ain't about that." And she said, "Come on, let it go, man. It ain't that big of a deal." Why y'all so busy? Why y'all so quick to pack up Pop's stuff? Charlie said, "We want to just get this wrapped up while we can so we can head on back." He said, "Well, go on back then. This ain't never really been your house no way. All you ever did was come for the summer." I mean, she shocked. That's another open head slap to the back. She's like, ugh. You know, she can't believe it. Now he loud. He upset, he aggressive. You know, he's got a lot of pent up frustration, and nobody is really hearing him out, so he don't have nowhere to put it. Okay, this all just bottled up in here. So Nova said, you need to take your tone down a little bit. Check your tone. And he said, why you here, Nova? You couldn't wait till you was 18 so you could move out. Now, see, I think she live in another city. Or she live in another parish that's somewhere else. But it ain't there in that parish where they are. So while they, you know, when soon as he says this, they hear that beep, 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 beep. They go outside. It's a tow truck backing up to one of the tractors. And the man says, is Ernest Bordelon here? He said, Ernest Bordelon passed away. That's what Charlie tell him. He said, well, he 90 days past due on this tractor, and we came to get it. She said, well, let me go get my checkbook, and I'll pay you for it and bring everything current. He said, I'm afraid I can't do that. Meanwhile, now all three of them then went outside. Charlie and Nova started to haggle with the man about why he can't do it. Ralph Angel done went back inside. Ralph Angel come back out with a gun. Okay? And he just bring that gun up and he let them know, y'all best to get back in y'all truck and leave this property. And I promise y'all, this moment stuck right in my throat. I was so nervous. I know that it's a TV show, but I was so nervous because the other truck driver pulled out a shotgun, clacked it, clack, 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 clack. And he got a shotgun. Y'all, it's like I was there. My breathing slowed down, everything. Because I just knew that man was gonna shoot Ralph Angel. Even though I know Ralph Angel in this show to the very end, he a main character and in no way he would die. I was still frozen in fear. Because it could be right now, this moment, right here, right now, and my another black man, and there's no way he don't leave the scene dead, and I'm just frozen because our black men are getting killed over little or nothing. I can't imagine that this man's got a gun pulled and this white man's got a shotgun and he don't kill them all dead in their own yard. Y'all, I forgot it was a program. Anyway, Nova tried to calm him, and Charlie tried to calm him, and the man said, it don't have to be this way, and he tell him, I'm prepared to die. I know you pull a gun on my family, and you better be prepared to shoot it. I'm prepared to unload on both of y'all right now. So what it's gonna be? Out comes Blue from the house. He comes out of there from the house, and he's saying, Pop, what's going on, Pop? What's happening? Pop said, Blue, go back inside. And meanwhile, he's hollering this, but it's kind of like he's hollering it from inside his head. You know, there's this echo. I mean, the special effects right here, this moment is being captured with this echo inside of his head. He can hear Blue in the distance, but it's like a far voice. But he so has an awareness. Blue starts, he go back in the house. Bluey runs up to him, and Charlie stops and says, why don't we all go back in the house? And you hear Blue say, you too, Pop? You come too? This little boy, even at this young age, realized these guns is not good. I want my daddy to come with me. If I got to go back in the house, be safe, I want my daddy to come with me and be safe with me too. It's in this moment he realized these black people and these white people, and they got guns, and something can happen to my daddy, something really bad. And Ralph Angel sort of slowly but surely comes to himself, and comes to. He was in this really focused place. Okay? Really focused place. He comes to. Nova takes the gun and they all go inside. When they get inside, Ralph Angel breaks down crying. He's upset. And it's at this moment that the sisters realize this is so important to him, because it was important to their daddy. Okay? And I think it's at this moment the sisters realize that they got to fight. I believe that. It was at this moment they realized that they have to fight. Okay. Right after this, we see the scene where Charlie goes to this potluck, the farmer's potluck, and she's listening to them talking. When she comes in, her daddy's friend Prosper, the one that was on the land measuring the land with him, is talking about how they don't get as much money for loans to improve their land, and they make less for their crops than the white farmers make, and all of this. And the farmers are sort of just having this round table, just a place where they can discuss it, they can talk about it. Remy's brought all this together so, they can sort of unite against this one big farmer. So she learns a little bit. Later on, after everybody leaves and they cleaning up, he tries to encourage her to fight, to keep the land. Y'all the only ones own land free and clear. Most farmers don't own their land, they leasing it. And they being gouged for the lease. Ooh. Okay, so he tells her, Remy tells her this work is gonna be hard, but it'd be good for your soul. She said, but. He said, but. And I believe your soul is built for it. Charlie goes back home. Her son is there. He's upset. He wants to go back. She says no. He says I'm going. She said, you know what? You can do whatever you want to do. I can't stop you. If you think going back there, you're going to be able to handle what's going on back there, you go ahead and go. She goes on in the house. In this next scene, we see Ralph Angel finish a beer standing outside a trailer. Goes, knocks on the door. Who answers the door but Kenya? Otherwise known as Blue's mama. Right? She, he's just standing there looking at her, and she looking at him, and she go in for a kiss, and he pull away, and instead of her taking it as he thinking she a nasty girl, he realized he ain't there for no affection. He don't want no affection. He got some frustrations he want to work out, and she is here for it. Okay? That soundtrack playing is in the background. Is everything, okay? They go inside the trailer and get it on. Next thing we see is Ralph Angel sitting down in front of the man at the warehouse, the job that the probation officer turned him on to. And the guy is just being real flip. I guess you innocent like everybody else too. Ralph Angel told him, no, I'm not. I did it. But I done put all that behind me. The man hires Ralph Angel on the spot. Truth be told, I could use you today. So Ralph Angel go to work immediately. And you see him lifting and loading boxes. He's excited. He's happy. One is somewhere to put that energy in. Two, all I needed was this opportunity. Okay? He leaves there for the day. He's feeling good about himself. He's smiling to get home. And there Charlie and Nova are sitting around the table going through Daddy's papers. They tell him, he said, what y'all doing? He said, listen, we found out that Daddy's in more debt than we realized. Even if we were to take Sanders' offer, we would barely break even after we paid all the bills off. So he said, well, what we gonna do? So she said, we've been talking about it. And we think you should move into Daddy's house. He said, really? They said, yeah. Move into the house. Well, what we gonna do? So Charlie said, I think we can do it. I think we can all pull together and do it. She said, I'm gonna go back and forth from Los Angeles to St. Joseph's, and back and forth from Los Angeles to the parish, and handle all the business and the financial, and Nova's gonna do all the administrative and the paperwork and handle it on this end, and you, sir, you get to be the big brother and till this soil and plant this crop and get this land going. We're going to try for a year. Just one full complete season and see how we do. And then we go from there. Boy, I tell you what. Ralph Angel was excited and I was too. This is what I wanted them to do. I wanted them to fight, y'all. I do. I want them to fight. I want all black people to fight for what's right, you know. In this next scene, the best scene so far, I think. In terms of comeuppance. She calls the white guy. The white guy says, "Hey, I was wondering if you was gonna call. I knew you'd call. You seem like a smart girl. You got a good business head about you. And I knew you'd come around and you." She said, "I'm not selling." He said, "Oh, I see." She said, "Yeah, we're gonna plant crop on this land and this season and yield a crop." He said, "Okay." And he says to her, "Well, you be careful now. You'll find that round in these parts we do business a little bit differently than you might do up north." And she said, "Oh, you be surprised how much I know about business, sir." It hangs up on him and the show goes off. Okay, y'all, let me say this. Put it down in the comment section below. Let's talk about it. Whose sister is Violet? Is Violet Ernest's sister, or is Violet truly a sister? Okay. What is going on with they mamas and what's happening? What y'all think about it? Do y'all think they should keep the land? Would y'all have taken the money? Do y'all think they would have taken the money? I'd like to know. I love this show. I'm here for this show. I'm glad that they decided to till the soil and farm the land. I'm glad they decided not to sell out. Not just for them, but for their dad and for the heritage of the Bordelon name. Y'all, this is going to be a good rocky season, and I am here for every bit of it. I'd like to hear you guys' comments. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm up to, I think, like 6 subscribers now. So I am like walking on sunshine. Y'all do not know how much y'all subscription means to me. It just, it's everything. And I'm sorry about the video being late. But it comes on really late, and I get up really, really early, and it wasn't out yet on demand this morning before I left the house, so I had to watch it when I got off work, and then my computer was acting up, so I did it on my iPad, and then my iPad, the sound wasn't right on it, so I had to redo it again. But I persevered. I wanted you guys to have this video because, number one, I love this show. And number 2, I love to review this show because I learn a lot about myself and I have a different appreciation for my upbringing. When I watch this show, I see myself reflected and my family reflected in little parts of this show. So this is important to me, guys, and I apologize for it being late, but I hope that it was worth your wait and your time. Okay, and so until I see you later, honeybees,